MEX Prestarts help you ensure your vehicles and equipment are safe to use. Every time an operator goes to use equipment, they can now perform a series of checks to reinforce safe operation and also identify any faults to be corrected then and there. From here, maintenance requests or work orders can then be created in MEX to capture and allow the maintenance team to rectify any issues. In order to use Prestarts in MEX, you will need to create Prestarts in the control files. Assign your Prestarts to respective assets. If you want to use QR codes or barcodes, make sure your assets have this information saved in their details. And set up Prestart users. Let's take a quick look at Prestarts in MEX by firstly creating one. Open up MEX in a browser and go to the control files. Scroll down and click Prestart Checklist. This will display all Prestarts in the system. This form is divided into two main parts: a list of available Prestarts to the left, a list of questions and answers of each checklist to the right. Do note that questions sit on the top and their respective answers are below. Click on New Checklist at the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Enter in a name, description, major and minor warnings. Let's call this Light Vehicle. Take note that this will be displayed for selection on Prestarts. A description of Light Vehicle Prestart Checklist. I'll add in Do Not Operate Vehicle in major warning, and Vehicle may be operated but corrective action required as the minor warning. Now we need questions. Click New in the Questions section and enter in your question. Let's say, check for out-of-service tags. Set the question type as a check. We also want to capture the odometer reading. There you go, reading. You can also add help text or a photo to guide your operators through this check. Now, let's set up a few answers for our check. Simply click New in the Answers section. Enter No Tags as the answer and a result of Pass. Add another answer and add an answer of Tagged. A message of Do Not Operate Vehicle. A result classed as a major defect, with a request created when answered. Go through and complete your list of checks. Here's one we prepared earlier. Simply close out of the listing to save. In order to use a Prestart, you need to firstly assign it to an asset. Here we are in the Asset Register. Open up the details of the Light Vehicle one, and on the Details tab under Asset Details, set the Prestart checklist to Light Vehicle. This asset will now be available to perform Prestarts on. In order to use QR codes in Prestarts, we need to also make sure the asset's barcode field is populated. There you go. Now you can generate the QR code by clicking here. Next up, we need to make sure that particular MEX users can use the Prestart function. To do this, you need to jump into the MEX User tab and tick the Prestart User option. Here you go, Joe is now a Prestart user. As an operator, he can now log into Prestarts on his mobile device and run respective checks. Let's carry out a light vehicle check. Log into MEX Mobile with a Prestarts user. You can either scan a code to identify the asset to work with or go through and select one. All assets in the system that have Prestarts assigned to them will appear here. For this example, let's select one by scanning a QR code. There you go, Light Vehicle 1. The Prestart that has been assigned to this asset will now automatically appear. You have the option to change the Prestart here, but let's go with the one we set up earlier. And here you are as the operator. Tap the Start Prestart option. Run through the checks, answering the questions, making notes, and even taking photos. Here we are going through the whole Light Vehicle Prestart checklist. The back tyres look worn to me. Making sure that we answer all questions along the way. And the seatbelt's stuck. Here we are at the end. An odometer reading is now captured. The check is now complete, and an indication of whether or not it is now safe to operate will be displayed. Enter in your signature and tap Complete. In the main MEX system, administrators can jump in anytime to manage and report on the pre-starts that have been performed in the field using the MEX mobile app. That's MEX Prestarts for you. Prestarts are now available and are sold in a pack of 20 concurrent users, allowing your team to jump in anywhere and at any time and perform their checks. Contact our sales team today and get MEX Prestarts.